We got Joshua Claflin here, and he's formed a new group.
The name is Tars Tarkas.
Tars Tarkas. And what inspired that? That's an interesting name.
If it comes from a book. The book's called John Carter, like Man of Mars. It's an old book. It's by the guy who wrote Tarzan, so long time ago. And when I was a kid, my dad used to read this book to us, and I just always remembered that name.
Tars.
It's just an alien's name, and I was like, it's a cool name. So as I was thinking of like kind of a band to just kind of be weird and do whatever we want, that just came to my head.
That's really cool. You know, it's an alien's name. You kind of wanted to come up, seem a little alien, and try things that are kind of alien to you as a musician, right?
Definitely. So, yeah. I guess the names just kind of differentiate the projects I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So, you never know who's going to show up live. I just kind of call upon the same people, but it'll be a different sound, different style, different songs. The idea with this group is to do whatever we want to do.
Oh,
like
all right.
The whole idea of this is just like, if you have a weird idea, we're going to listen to it, and we're going to at least try it.
So what are some of the couple of the weird ideas that you've come up with so far?
So far we've done a couple things just at Pobev.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So we did some covers, some 80s covers. We did "What Is Love" by Hadaway.
That's honestly my staple for 80s playlist for sure.
So just stuff like that. Just something that people aren't going to expect.
So are you still playing guitar in this one?
Depending on the song. This is kind of just like, whatever we want to do. If I want to sit on the drums, sweet.
That's cool. That leaves for a lot more freedom, you know, when you're not stuck to a single instrument. So that's interesting. How do practice sessions go then?
Well, today we had one, and today nothing happened. It just depends, because it's kind of like, okay, this show's coming up. It's for this band. We need to do these songs, we need to figure this out, so it just kind of changes.
What do you think we can expect a little bit of?
So, you'll see some of what we've done before, like at Pobev. You'll see some 80s revivals.
Okay.
And then a mix of everything. So if you enjoyed the Young North sound, or just Joshua Claflin sound, or whatever it is, there'll be different nuances of it here and there, and then also bringing in, I guess, a new member that will definitely be a part of it and hasn't been a part of any music before is my little brother.
Oh,
so he'll be throwing in his piano. And
is he kind of classically trained, or kind of just jumped on it, learned some covers, and kind of flew off with it?
I guess in our family, none of us are classically trained, but none of us ever learned covers either.
Oh,
so
really?
It's just like, we just sat down and hit things until it started sounding good. And we're like, hey, check this out. Sweet.
Like, I think I wrote something.
Yeah.
It's like 1 minute long, so I guess it could be considered like a punk song, but...
Pretty much.
You've done a lot of music around Logan, a lot with the university and everything, too. Give us a little bit of history of you musically in this town.
In this town. So, it started off, I came in as a freshman and wanted to get back into music, so... Found out some of my neighbors, where I was living in an apartment complex, played music. So every Sunday we'd get together and do some stuff. And one day they're like, hey, there's this thing called Pobev. Let's do it. So we went and performed a cover. It was fun. And then I was working at the Fun Center.
Oh, okay.
And I was their arcade game fixer, maintenance man.
Oh, really?
And they started doing... shows like once a month, and so I was like, hey, well, I got a group of guys, we'll come out and play. So we came out and played, and that is when I started like writing songs up here in town. So writing songs for that, and we played one show, and then we're like, sweet, that was great. And then I had a bunch of those songs I had just written, and in badminton class.
Badminton class of all places, huh?
I met a super good bass player named Fisher. So me and him started getting together because I told him, like, look, I love performing, I love playing live. And he said, I love recording. I was like, great. So we'll work together, we'll write songs together. Right? Yeah, you do the recording stuff, I'll book the shows. And that's when the Young North started.
Okay.
So we did that, and it was just me and him. And then we started getting shows, and we're like, okay, these electric drums are all right, but let's get a real drummer. So we got my friend Chris, and he does a bunch of music with a bunch of bands. And we got him. And then we started playing more shows and more shows. I'm like, all right, well, let's keep making this sound more full. So we got another keyboard player and then another guitar player. And then as that was going on, I was like, okay, like I want to take this somewhere. So I set up things to get recorded. And I talked to them. I was like, all right, here's my plans. I want to do this. I'm like, okay. Some of them are graduating. Some got married. So then that whole group moved away. And then I got a whole other group from a band called Blackford Blues. I just took their whole band, basically.
You were like, hey, come over here.
Yeah.
I got like a whole set. We can start doing some live stuff right away.
Yeah. So I went and did the album by myself. And then called them over. And then we started playing live shows. And that was going for a while. And then I just, like, felt uneasy about it. I was just like, you know, like, this is fun. It's starting to do things I wasn't planning on doing. And I'm just looking for another project. So kind of set that down and was just working on Joshua Claflin stuff, which is all, I mean, they're all Joshua Claflin stuff, but different style. And then I was like, you know, I want to perform again. So I was like, well, I'm just going to get this band, Tars Tarkas, of just people I've played with. And we can just go perform and have fun and just bring a mix of everything that I've worked on from the past or new stuff too. Yeah. And do that.
Kind of, you had a little bit less of a direction for this. It was more kind of for fun and let's see what happens, you know?
Yeah, so this one is going to be a lot more, I mean, the music will still be important, but the idea is, like, we're going to have the craziest show we can possibly have.
So are you going to try to include any, like, visual arts or anything with it?
I always like to do something with visuals. We'll see what we do, but the stage performance and I guess, like, our dress and the way we act on stage will definitely be planned out to be a show.
So are we thinking, like, Jimi Hendrix, like, feathers off the shirt, pink with, like, an orange color?
I don't know. I'm feeling more alien-ish, more robots and aliens.
Yeah. Talking about, like, the robot head made out of a box and stuff kind of thing.
Yeah, we call ourselves the band from 2019, or the band from the near future.
That's a cool little nickname for that. I like that a lot.
So we will pretend that we're from 2019, and it's a pretty crazy year. You know, a lot more spaceships, a lot more aliens.
We get spaceships next year? Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy
band of tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've played shows with the university a lot in the past.
It's been a bunch of different stuff, but they've always been really fun. Whether it's just like last year, there was only a few bands that played. Where the year before that, there was like 40 bands that played.
Yeah.
And either way, it's really fun. And it's fun to be from Logan and then see other bands come up and hang out with them and see how much they love the atmosphere up here. You feel like happy that you're a Logan band.
Yeah. It's a very, in my opinion, it's a very emerging music scene, at least for what I've been here. Because when I first came to town, it was mostly just Y Sound doing metal shows and like, you know, hardcore stuff. And now I see a lot more folk, even though from what I understand, folk's been around for a long time. So what's your opinion on this growth of Logan? Because it has its cycles, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was a very large hard rock, screamo, like, wave, and that was around for a long time. But with different ownership of Y Sound, things started changing, got a lot more dynamic. But I think it's now is that everybody's coming together, where before, like, you went to Y Sound to see a hardcore show, and you'd go up in the mountains to see a folk show, or to a different place to see a folk show, or if you wanted to see a punk show or something, you'd go to the Shark Tank or different houses. And now it's like we're all just going to play together at all these places. Yeah. So I've played shows everywhere now and got to know all the different musicians, and you know, a lot of the hardcore musicians are also playing in folk bands and stuff. It's all coming together now. There's
more and more of a mix, and I feel like that really helps for people's sounds because you get different things that haven't really happened before.
Yeah.
And I mean, Tars Tarkas, for example, that's going to be something different we haven't really heard before. It's going to be alien to us for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the different influences that we're taking on, it will be, very different than the normal sound.
So there's a new venue. I guess technically there's two new venues because the Y Sound changed ownership. But the Cache, have you played there yet?
I haven't. I'm excited to.
Have you been there?
I haven't. I mean, I have before it was the Cache.
Yeah, before it was the Cache.
Yeah, but I haven't seen the new venue yet, so I'm
So
excited.
what's your opinion on this new venue? I mean, I guess as a musician, you kind of gotta love it that there's another venue opening up.
Yeah.
But what do you see coming forth, out of that?
I don't know. I think there was a lot of fear and I guess fear when Y Sound was going and we weren't sure what was going to happen.
We're going to take a little musical interlude from this interview, and we'll get back to why Joshua Claflin had some fears when Y Sound was closing.
Could have sworn that you said your favorite flower's an orchid. I thought you were an orphan child till I saw pictures in your apartment. Your state of birth, year of age, I left them on the counter. The quickest way to your home I still can't remember. But I'm feeling something deep inside. I think that it's a sign that I don't have a head. But you can't call me heartless. No, I don't have a head. But you can't call me heartless. 'Cause when my heart's alright, my head's all wrong. You've got me singing this song. Well, I walked 1,000 steps until I had the courage to speak up. We're going the wrong direction, but I'm happy to walk with you. I parted my hair down the middle so you could see I have a brain. Those cute remarks, small talks, funny jokes, I washed them down the drain. No, all these words, I don't mind as long as you're in my eyes. No, I don't have a head, but you can't call me heartless. No, I don't have a head, but you can't call me heartless. 'Cause when my heart's alright, my head's all wrong. You got me singing this song. La 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 la. No, I don't have a head, but you can't call me heartless. No, I don't have a head, but you can't call me heartless. No, I don't have a head, but you can't call me heartless. No, I don't have a head, but you can't call me heartless.
for you. What? It's the best gig of your life, mate.
But you gotta go straight there, now!
Ooh. You got the scar locator?
Yeah, I got it. I think it's working.
I'll tell you how to get there. Just use
The scar locator!
Who's in the room? Who's in the room? Are you ready to get smart? Are you ready to get smart? All right. Here we go. Pick it up now. Pick it up now. Pick it up now. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I guess fear when Y Sound was going and we weren't sure what was going to happen. Jet leaving, we're like, okay, who's going to take it? Is this a sign that music's dead? Like, what is this? And we're happy to see that, no, there's people that are still, like, strong, believing in it. We saw Cash come out and then Y Sound come back. And so it's like, all right, everybody's fired up. They're ready to give it a second chance, give it another go. And they're starting to book a lot of shows and chairs falling apart. But the music is not.
Music is not. Chairs fall apart, the music is not.
The music will never die.
So one thing I always like to ask all the musicians I come in contact with, if you could tell the crowd of your shows, like, if you could tell them something to connect them to music more, to get a more inward connection to music, how would you say people should go about doing that? Because I believe to make a music scene, musicians are key, it's true, but the crowds, the people coming into the venues and experience it is also one of the most important pieces.
Yeah. No, that is that's something I think a lot about, and it's very hard because as a musician, you're a musician, not necessarily a public speaker.
Yeah.
And so whenever I'm on stage, I don't want to give a whole spiel and talk the whole time. They want to hear the music.
Exactly.
And so like I'm always like battling in my head, like, all right, should I tell them like this is what this song's about, this is how I want you to connect to it, this is this. But I guess what you need to know is that, like, yes, of course we want to have a good time, we want to have fun, we want to dance with you. But like, not only just for me, but all these musicians playing, like, these aren't songs they're pulling out of their butt. Like, these are songs they sat down, they thought about, they had meaning to them, and they thought, like, this is a song or a message or something that needs to be shared. And so when they're up there performing it, it's fun, but at the same time, like, you need to stop and be like, okay, like, what are they trying to say? Or like, why do they want me to dance to this? Like, what does that mean? What's the deeper meaning other than just like, I'm getting a workout and dancing, but like, oh, like we're all celebrating this aspect of life, or we're all yelling because we hate breakups or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
just listening for that, I guess just trying to find the meaning, and that makes it a lot better. And it's so hard as a musician not to stop and be like, here's what this song's about. Here's let me tell you real quick so you're all on the same page. But I guess just coming with that mentality, like, one, ready to have fun, but willing to hear new stories.
So music, in a sense, is your form of public speaking.
Yes, definitely. I took a public speaking class, and every time I came to class, I'd bring an instrument. I was like, look, this may seem weird, but I can talk way more comfortably behind an instrument than without it.
That's interesting.
The definition of folk music, right?
Yeah.
Tell a story.
Right, definitely.
So, I mean, who are some of the musicianal public speakers that you kind of look up to?
So, there are quite a few. I guess Bob Dylan is up there, and he's just kind of like the public speaker.
He really is.
But I think personally, I listen to a lot of kind of oldies, so like Gordon Lightfoot I love. I've always loved Death Cab for Cutie.
Oh, really? Took me a while to get into them, but then I started listening to the lyrics.
Yeah.
And then I started getting into them a lot more because of the messages behind their music. Because, you know, back when I first started getting not into Death Cab for Cutie, but heard them, I just hated it because it was my sister's music.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's some good stuff, and it's honestly such a hard question. I love Andrew Bird. He is great. Fleet Foxes, obviously I'm wearing a jacket right now. That's kind of hard. I mean, all of my favorite bands, one, I love them for their music, but for the messages they're sharing. Like, if they're playing great music, but I don't agree with the message, or I'm having a hard time, like, catching it or being able to get on the same level as them with their message, I can't listen to it that long. Even if it's like an amazing song, I don't have a connection to it, so I don't keep listening to it.
So do you have a hard time kind of getting into modern, like, mumble rap and stuff like that? Kind of a little bit of the modern top 40 stuff? Is it a little harder for you to get into?
It is. I try not to restrict myself from it and just, like, immediately count it out. But there's a lot that I can't relate to at all.
Yeah.
Like, some of the things they say, I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, it's not my life. So sorry. Like.
So this brings me to kind of a what-if question. I mean, it might be a little hard to answer, but someone offered you, like, 30 grand, was like, you're gonna make a song that is completely pointless lyrically, but it's gonna be a top 40 hit. Would you do it?
Probably not. Just because, like, for my own musical aspirations, my goal is to be able to share the messages. Like, my whole thing is, like, I want to promote these certain things that I want to promote and share these certain messages. So, like, if it got me into fame but wasn't following my whole reason for doing music, I would be pointless to me. I'd be like, well, I'm here, but not doing anything. Yeah.
So, I guess maybe talk about one of your songs. Like, what are a few messages that you've tried to get across in the past through some of your music?
So I guess... we can talk about the Young North stuff because that's out and people can listen to that.
Yeah.
each of those songs is me trying to understand my state at the time. So
Okay.
I'll go through something emotional or life-changing or whatever, and I sit down, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm thinking. So I'll pick up a guitar, start strumming things and singing things until I figure out what's going on in my head or in my heart. So, for example, the song Passenger Seat, which is the final song of the album, and the album's named after it, that whole thing was like, well, I guess that song's kind of the explanation of the album.
Okay.
But that one goes in because the whole album's telling a story of my life, but you're in the passenger seat, and so I'm trying to explain my life to you and share these different experiences. And I put the songs in order to kind of make it in most sense.
Make like a story, like
Yeah.
the whole. I guess in a sense you could call it in a sense a concept album, but the concept is, this is my life thus far,
Right.
and I'm trying to give you that first person view.
Yeah.
Front seat, a passenger seat, so you don't get car sick, kind of.
Right.
Thing.
And so the song Passenger Seat is now switching from their eyes to my eyes, and I'm looking at the person in the passenger seat, and I'm saying, okay, like, who are you? What's going on? Just like, that one's kind of more like a lovey song, like, I'm just waiting for that person in the passenger seat.
that connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I like that.
This is Joshua Claflin from the band Tars Tarkas. We're playing at Logan City Limits this year, April 5th at the Cache. You're listening to KBLU LP Logan Aggie Radio.
It's 10 to 11. Been dark for hours now. My glasses don't work as well. The radio's gone dry. The DJ's home for the night. Billboard hits on repeat. Dust on the ground, no whispers, not even a sound. Are you haunted like I am? Running to or running away? Drunken compass spinning the blue. Toward the day when we don't have to speak, when everything I need's in the passenger seat, and all the cares of life seem to cease when you take the seat beside me. Oh, still waiting, waiting, searching. I'm still waiting, waiting, searching. Life is a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I can go with you till the end of my day. Life is a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I can go with you till the end of my day. Life is a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I'd show it to you till the end of my days. Life's a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I'd show it to you till the end of my days. Life's a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I'd show it to you till the end of my days. Life's a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I'd show it to you till the end of my days. Life's a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I'd show it to you till the end of my days. Life's a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I'd show it to you till the end of my days. Life's a dream on the street, just one long drive. We see the horizon, it goes with the sky. We wait for the good God to take us away, but I'd show it to you till the end of my days. All the cares of life seem to cease. All the cares of life seem to cease when you take the passenger seat.